evening this Wednesday, the 9th day of February 2022. Thank you for choosing Hope TV, where you look and live. We are live on Facebook and YouTube at Hope TV Kenya. Welcome. I'm Tess Njenga, and our sign language interpreter is Fiona Mweresa. Let us kick off. Several civil servants seeking political positions have today tendered their resignations in accordance with Section 43(5) of the Elections Act 2011, which states that a public officer who intends to contest an election shall resign from public office at least 6 months before the date of the election. Some of the civil servants who have quit their positions on the deadline day include Water CS Cecily Kariuki, Agriculture PS Hamadi Boga, and Transport CAS Chris Obure, among others. As Kennedy Kimani now reports, Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya, who has previously shown interest to vie for the Meru gubernatorial seat, now says he will not resign to pursue politics, but instead will focus on reforms in the agricultural sector.
I leave with my head high, moving out to contest for the gubernatorial seat in Nyandarua.
Yesterday, I handed in my resignation letter to His Excellency the President, Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta.
I wish to announce that I will be seeking an Azimio La Umoja ticket to pursue my ambition to become the second governor of Kisii County.
With exactly 6 months to the August polls, the country has in recent days witnessed a mass exit of civil servants from their positions so as to join active politics. According to Section 43(5) of the Elections Act 2011, a public officer who intends to contest an election shall resign from public office at least 6 months before the date of the election. Water CS Cecily Kariuki was among the civil servants who tendered their resignation on the deadline day. Speaking at Maji House on Wednesday, Cecily Kariuki said she will contest for the governorship of Nyandarua County through the Jubilee ticket.
It marks my last day for me as a Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation in the Republic of Kenya. I am eternally grateful for the opportunity and trust given to me by His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta to serve this great nation and this republic under the Jubilee administration.
Transport Chief Administrative Secretary Chris Obure has also quit to vie for the Kisii governor seat. Obure, who is a former cabinet minister, was also the first senator of Kisii County between the years 2013 and 2017, but later on vied for the county's top seat in 2017, where he lost to the incumbent governor James Ongwae.
The 4-year tenure of service in this ministry has been fruitful and very fulfilling. I want to thank my boss, Cabinet Secretary Mr. James Macharia, who guided us skillfully in the execution of this ministry's mandate.
Agriculture Principal Secretary Hamadi Boga has also resigned so as to focus on his bid to succeed the incumbent Kwale Governor Salim Mvurya. Meanwhile, Agriculture CS Peter Munya, who had previously shown interest in vying for the governorship of Meru County, now says he will not resign, but instead will focus on the reforms in the agriculture sector.
I am resigning so that I can go and contest in Kwale as the governor for Kwale County. And I would really sincerely thank His Excellency the President for giving me the honor to serve him and to serve the country and to serve the Kenyan people.
Bando mtafanya kazi na viongozi na wananchi wa kaunti ya Meru tuweze kujua nani tunaweza kuunga mkono aweze kufanya kazi kama gavana wa Meru, kama seneta, kama MP kwa huu muungano wetu wa Azimio.
With the positions left vacant, President Uhuru Kenyatta will now have to appoint members to act in office before the August polls. Kennedy Kimani, Hope TV Newswatch, Nairobi.
Thank you, Kennedy, for that report. Still on that, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has said that MCAs should not resign by today's deadline, February 9th. IEBC has issued a clarification on when members of county assemblies aspiring to be members of parliament, senators, governors, or presidents are supposed to resign ahead of the upcoming August elections. According to the County Assemblies Forum, CAF, MCAs are only required to resign when submitting their nomination papers to IEBC returning officers in case of a by-election. The MCA's resignation confusion was brought about after National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi told his Democratic Party officials to ensure that aspirants who had been MCAs and are aspiring for higher electoral offices should resign 6 months to the general elections. Grace Wangoi now reports.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, and the County Assemblies Forum have come out to call public debate on the disqualification of a sitting member of County Assembly, MCA, from being elected as a member of Parliament on allegations that they need to resign by the 9th of February 2022. The debate was sparked by National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi, who spoke after a National Executive Council meeting of his Democratic Party. Muturi advised all aspirants vying with the party ticket to ensure they resign by end of business on 9th February, lest they be kicked out from the race due to such a technicality.
It is against the Constitution for a member of the County Assembly, specifically Article 99, Clause 2, Paragraph D, bars a sitting member of a county assembly from running for a position of member of parliament unless they resign 6 months to the election date. And therefore, because of that, and because I know we have several members of county assemblies who may be desirous of vying for positions of member of parliament in the National Assembly or Senate, it is only fair that I draw their attention to the clear provisions of the Constitution, not just the Elections Act.
In a statement issued on Wednesday, IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati claimed that MCAs eyeing parliamentary seats will only need to quit before submitting nomination papers to returning officers, but not on the deadline date set for February 9th, 2022. The court has, however, not issued a stipulated time for MCAs to resign ahead of the general elections. Chebukati further noted that the electoral body will give advice on the matter after the Court of Appeal delivers its judgment on 18th March 2022. At the same time, MCA's umbrella body, County Assemblies Forum, has instructed its members seeking high elective positions to disregard any calls to have them resign ahead of the August 9th polls.
And we want to challenge IEBC to wake up. And they should be doing continuous issuance of statements to give direction on the process of election and the preparedness for elections, so that we are not going to be causing jitters, because we are aware, as of last night, based on the statement made by JB Muturi, Speaker of National Assembly, that there are chaos now in the county assemblies.
According to CAF Secretary General Kipkurui Chepkwony, MCAs are only required to resign in case of by-elections. Kipkurui insisted that the courts had pronounced themselves on the matter and called on MCAs to carry on with their business of campaigning for elective seats of their choice.
MCAs across the country should remain calm, campaign for the elective seats they decide to occupy during the August elections, as they continue to diligently serve the people as members of county assemblies. No one should be shaken by such statements.
Deputy President William Ruto's UDA party has since retracted a directive requiring all MCAs seeking high elective posts another party ticket to resign by February 9th. Grace Wangoi for TV NEWSWATCH.
Thank you, Grace. Let's turn to politics. The Democratic Action Party of Kenya, DAPK, leaders have asked Deputy President William Ruto to respect President Uhuru Kenyatta following Tuesday's response to what the president said on Monday while in Mombasa. Defense Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa led the DAPK party in receiving defectors at the party headquarters in Nairobi, where he said the president ought to be respected all the time. And as Dickens Luvanda reports, the DP alongside his Kenya Kwanza allies have hit back at the DAP-K party, saying it is a project of the Azimio la Umoja.
And they are obsessed with trying to manage power and to manage positions and to manage succession so that they can continue to lord over the people of Kenya.
The recent public spat by Deputy President William Ruto in response to his boss President Uhuru Kenyatta's statement in Mombasa
hii dunia yetu ya Kenya tutaona mengi
has caught the attention of the Democratic Action Party of Kenya, one of the fastest growing parties in Western Kenya region. According to Defense Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa, DP Ruto ought to respect the president because he is a symbol of national unity.
Sidhani kuna naibu wa rais ama makamu wa rais bara la Afrika ambaye amekuwa na ile madharau kwa rais wake kama William Samoei Ruto. Sisi leo tunataka tumwambie heshima si utumwa bwana William Ruto. In any democracy, ukitofautiana na rais wako ama prime minister wako, you do the honorable thing and you resign from that government, walk into the opposition, then oppose the leadership of that government.
Wamalwa was speaking at the DAP-K party offices in Nairobi as the party, which is led by Kandui Member of Parliament of Fula Omunyinyi, received several political defectors, including Maurice Kakai Bissau, who sought to vie for the Trans Nzoia gubernatorial seat under DP Ruto's UDA party ticket.
I ran for gubernatorial seat for Trans Nzoia in the last general election on a Jubilee party ticket and came in second with over 98,000 votes. I had announced my gubernatorial candidature and I was to vie on a UDA party ticket, but now that the UDA top organ has decided to support individuals who have been part of the problem to remain with the keys of the county government of Trans Nzoia, it has become necessary for us to change the locks for the good of the people of Trans Nzoia County and Kenya at large.
Kakai has since shelved his ambitions in favor of George Natembeya, who is also vying under the DAP party ticket.
There comes a time when the interests of the people are bigger than individuals. It is on that principle that I announce that I have decided to shelve my ambition to run for the Trans Nzoia County gubernatorial seat in August 2022 election in favor of George Natembeya.
While speaking in Bungoma County, DP Ruto and his Kenya Kwanza principal Moses Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi teared into Wamalwa's DAP-K party, terming it a puppet of the ODM party and the Azimio la Umoja alliance, which is led by former Prime Minister Raila Odinga.
Huyu Eseri na Eugene wanaweza kutengeneza chama? Wako na uwezo ya kutengeneza chama? Hii ni watu wametengenezewa chama, ni kibaraka ya mtu ya kitendawili. Mimi nawauliza hao wangwana, waacheni ukora. Kama nyinyi ni wanaine kamili, kwendeni ODM, msimame ODM na mtu wenu bwana kitendawili, ndio mkutane na sisi hapa Bungoma. Waacheni kujificha kwa chama ya ukora ati DAP. Hakuna chama inaitwa DAP, hiyo chama ni ODM.
Na hii DAP, hii ni porojo bwana. Hawa jamaa walivamia chama cha Ford Kenya. Chama cha Ford Kenya. Wakasumbua ndugu yetu na wale wako ndani. Kwa muda wa miaka miwili, Ford Kenya ilikuwa inapambana kotini na kwa ORPP. Inapambana kotini na kwa ORPP. Alafu baadaye wanatoroka kwenda kwa DAP. The strategy was simple. Destroy Ford Kenya or slow them down so that they can now have another avenue.
DAP.
According to Wamalwa, the DAP-K will rise to diminish the influence of Wetangula's Ford Kenya party and Mudavadi's ANC party in the larger Western Kenya region while supporting the Azimio la Umoja.
From day one that we are supporting Raila Amolo Odinga for president, and there's no question about that. That therefore means we are not fielding a presidential candidate as a party. But all the rest of the positions, zote, we're going to field candidates. Nilisikia Mheshimiwa Ruto wakati mwingine akisema ati kuna chama kidogo kinaitwa DAP ati it's a village party. Leo tangu aseme mambo hayo, DAP has grown to every corner of Kenya.
Deacon Sulvanda, Hope TV NEWSWATCH.
Thank you, Dickens, for that report. Still in politics, leaders allied to Azimio la Umoja movement on Wednesday pitched camp in Siaya County to drum up support for ODM leader Raila Odinga's August 9th presidential ambition. The pro-handshake team used the opportunity to attack Kenya Kwanza leaders, who include Deputy President William Ruto, ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi, and Ford Kenya's Moses Wetangula, for what they termed as disrespecting Odinga. Alice Diana brings us this report.
Leaders allied to President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga have vowed to traverse different parts of the country to campaign for Odinga's presidential bid in the forthcoming August elections. The pro-handshake team, which pitched camp in Odinga's home turf Siaya County on Wednesday to drum up support for the ODM chief, accused leaders allied to the Kenya Kwanza coalition of disrespecting the Azimio la Umoja presidential aspirant.
Tunasikia wakisema ya kwamba baba ni project. Baba yule ambaye Wakenya wanajua, ambaye amepigania hii nchi tangu tuanze tupate uhuru wa Kenya, anaweza kuwa project kweli? Father wa democracy ni nani? Father wa devolution ni nani? Baba wa amani ni nani?
Sisi hatutaki watu ambaye hawana heshima. Juzi tumesikia watu wa Ruto wakitukana Raila. Kweli hiyo ni heshima? Hiyo si heshima. Na mimi naongelesha Wakenya wote wa Mount Kenya, msikubali watu ambaye hawana heshima wakuja wajaribu kusema wataongoza hiyo nchi. Hiyo tumekataa.
The leaders expressed confidence that Raila will win elections in the first round and asked Deputy President William Ruto and his team to accept the results.
Leo hapa sina haja kuuza sera Raila Amolo Odinga. Mimi najua nyinyi mnajua vile mzuri baba yuko, vile mwadilifu baba yuko, vile mwaminifu baba yuko. Ile nia ya kutumikia Kenya ambaye ako naye na uwezo kutumikia Kenya ambaye yuko nao, si mnajua hiyo? Ile kitu nataka niwaombe wanabondo, na wahakikishia safari hii rais wa 5 wa Kenya atakuwa mtoto wa kuzaliwa Bondo, Siaya County, Nyanza ama sivyo.
Tulikuwa na Western pale ya Oparanya kama ODM. Tumekuwa na Northeastern, tumekuwa na Eastern, tumekuwa na Nairobi. Sasa kama Mount Kenya imeingia ndani, iko kitu imebaki? Si hii kitu tumeshinda. Tena tunashinda round ya kwa? Hakuna second round ya kwa? Sasa mimi nataka kuambia leo William Ruto nikiwa hapa Bondo, tafadhali ukishindwa, kubali umeshindwa.
At the same time, the Azimio la Umoja leaders called on their supporters to turn up in large numbers on August 9th and cast their votes for Odinga as their next president.
Ile nataka kuhakikishiwa kwamba ikifika tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8 kila mtu atatoka apige kura kwa Raila Amolo.
Mimi nimefika hapa jameni. Hii ni mara yangu ya kwanza tangu dunia iumbwe. Na mimi nimetoka kule kwa mlima na nimetumwa na ujumbe mmoja ili niwaeleze ninyi watu wa Bodo ambao ni bedroom ya baba kwamba tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8 Wakikuyu wote watapanga foleni waende wachague Raila Amolo Odinga awe rais wa 5 wa Jamhuri yetu ya Kenya. Nataka mnionyeshe kwa mkono juu kwamba hata ninyi mtajitokeza tarehe 9 tuchague Raila Amolo Odinga awe rais.
Tumekaa after the handshake, tukaona yule ambaye ameshikilia Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta ili amalize kazi yake vizuri is not any other person, lakini ni Raila Amolo.
The Azimio caravan, which comprises several elected leaders championing for the Odinga State House bid, heads to Vihiga County on Thursday. For Hope TV NEWSWATCH, I'm Alice Diana.
Thank you, Alice. Let's step away from politics to education matters. A section of education stakeholders have faulted utterances made by some politicians that they will scrap the competency-based curriculum, CBC, should they form the next government. led by the Eldoret West Kenya National Union of Teachers Executive Secretary Jacob Arusei and National Parents Association Chairman Nicholas Maiyo. The stakeholders want the politicians to work on improving the CBC instead of scrapping the new system. Dolly Murigi tells us more.
Stop distracting the parents. Stop confusing the 5 million children who are already hooked on the CBC.
However, a section of education stakeholders have faulted utterance made by a group of politicians that they will scrap the CBC once they are elected in the 5th government. Led by the Eldoret West Kenya National Union of Teachers Executive Secretary Jacob Arusei and the National Parent Association Chairman Nicholas Maiyo, the stakeholders say instead of scrapping the new system, the politicians should work on improving it. In a phone interview with Hope TV, Arusei is also the North Rift Valley Region Secretary, say the government has invested a lot in the system, which he said only needs to be refined in a few areas.
Akili mingi sana imeingia kwenye CBC na matumizi yake, na pesa nyingi zimetumika, wakati mwingi umeenda, walimu wamekuwa trained na kazi mingi imefanyika kwa hiyo CBC. Kuna sehemu chache ambayo inahitajika tu kuwa refined, lakini sio kwamba kutupilia mbali completely, hapana.
On Sunday, Mani National Congress leader Musalia Mudavadi said once the Kenya Kwanza Alliance forms the government, the competency-based curriculum will be scrapped, saying that the program was implemented in a rush and without consultation with the stakeholders.
We shall scrap the CBC program and put an education program ambayo inaeleweka na Wakenya wote. Sisi hatuchezi na watu. Tusidanganyane. Tunataka Kenya ifaulu. Sio mambo ya kusema tunatafuta viti. Hatutafuti viti.
On his part, National Parent Association Chairman Nicholas Maiyo described CBC as the best education system which has made the children better. Maiyo said the pupils that have been through CBC are more independent and better than those that were in the 844 in many aspects.
If we compare from the parents' perspective, 844 and CBC, because we have the children at home, there is a big difference between the two children. CBC children are better off than 844. CBC children are more independent. They don't wait for instructions as parents. They'll do things on their own without our supervision. So, as parents of this country, we are seeing that CBC is an answered prayer for our children, because our children had lacked values. Now we are seeing values.
So far, Education CS Professor Jude Magoa has revealed that the government has constructed more than 700 classrooms across the country to aid in the implementation of the CBC. The CS has, however, warned against politicizing CBC, maintaining that the curriculum is learner-oriented, hence the best for the country's education system. Dolly Mirigi, Hope TV, NEWSWATCH.
Much appreciated, Dolly. Let's look at some things in court. The criminal case in the murder of the two Kianjokoma brothers in August last year commenced today at the Milimani Law Courts, with John Mugendi, a friend of the deceased, being introduced as the first witness. Mugendi narrated to the court how he was at a play station with his friend Chris Dunn when Benson Jiru called him to let him know that he and his brother Emmanuel had closed up their parents' pork butchery and wanted to meet him. He explained that at around 9:45 p.m., Benson called his mother to let her know they were on their way home when they spotted a police Land Cruiser. Let's listen in to what happened at the court.
In this regard, by giving an opening statement in this matter, High Court criminal case number E61 of 2021. This is a case of murder, and not just a unique case of murder, but it is in the nature of extrajudicial killing. So what makes this case unique is that the victims met death in the hands of those they expected to receive protection. Your Lordship, this case involves phases of incidences that will be brought out by different witnesses to paint the picture of what led to the death of two deceased persons, namely Benson Jerundwiga and Emmanuel Mutura.
That we proceed with this matter. Issues that are in that application, if we find it appropriate, we will raise them during the hearing of this matter. So my Lord, we request that that application be marked as withdrawn.
On that note, let's take our first break on NewsWatch tonight. We have much more, including COVID-19 statistics. After the break, don't go too far.
And so happy in Jesus, no language.
Liven up your day with this Southern Gospel favorite.
Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let us tell him all about our
The Bill Gaither Show, featuring veteran gospel artists. The Gaither Vocal Band.
And I know, yes I know.
Homecoming series, interviews, and much more.
Hallelujah.
Yesterday's gone and tomorrow may never come, but we have this moment today.
A Bill Gaither Show, only on Hope TV. Hope TV is now available on GoTV Channel 103, Zuku Channel 873, Signet Channel 817 and Star Times Channel 026. Enjoy our uplifting content and family-friendly programming anytime. Hope TV, you look and live.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at COVID-19 statistics. Today, Kenya's COVID-19 positivity rate is at 1% after the Ministry of Health announced that 60 people have tested positive for COVID-19 from a sample size of 6,126 tested in the last 24 hours. Total confirmed positive cases are now 322,274, while cumulative tests so far conducted are 3,272,286. At the same time, 245 patients have recovered from the disease, pushing up the number of recoveries to 296,482. Sadly, one person has succumbed, bringing the fatalities total to 5,622 since the pandemic hit the country. As of February 8th, 2022, a total of 14,192,860 vaccines had so far been administered across the country. Of these, 7,086,667 are partially vaccinated, while 6,530,829 are fully vaccinated. Moving on, the Kenya Electricity Transmission Company, KETRACO, has been challenged to fully resolve the issue of compensation for tens of families affected by power lines in Naivasha. The Electricity Transmission Company was blamed for the impasse that has led to cases of vandalism along major power lines in the country. Last month, the Olkaria, Kisumu, Kiambere, Embakasi, and Loyangalani Suswa high voltage power lines were vandalized, plunging parts of the country in darkness. This emerged when the Naivasha Sub-County Security Committee met various government agencies to deliberate on the recent cases of vandalism that had targeted various infrastructures. According to Naivasha Sub-County Deputy Commissioner Mutua Kisilu, a multi-agency team had been formed to inspect the electricity towers that crisscross the town. He noted that all the towers that had been vandalized had been repaired, while a contractor was on site to fill in underground tunnels left behind by sand investors.
Concern is huge, but we have sat down. We also want to thank the president because of the ban. The cases have gone down of vandalism, but we have come with ways of mitigating that. One of them is doing barazas, engaging the wananchi, then enforcing the presidential ban, and again having a special unit of doing surveillance along the lines so that we do not get back to what happened in Nairobi. You see, there's a drop is that we have not had a single case of vandalism since the ban. That is basically what we mean. Yeah, we have addressed that already, and I think how we did it was to engage the wananchi. We went to them, we told them the clearance. In fact, they were very remorseful, and they have even offered to do the backfilling themselves.
Women and youth leaders in Nakuru County have called on political parties' heads to ensure free and fair nominations so that vulnerable and marginalized groups can run for elective seats. With political heat intensifying in political parties as members position themselves to win tickets, the women and youth aspirants are now urging party leaders to ensure a level playing ground during nominations. The leaders, through Victor Ngatia, who is the Secretary General to Movement United for Super Action, that is Musa political party, said more women will contest elective posts if they are assured of fair play ground. Faithimani Mugo now reports.
While addressing journalists at a Nakuru hotel, the youth leaders decried favoritism, saying this has seen men being handed nomination certificates at expense of women. At the same time, Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) has been urged to impose hefty fines and penalties on political parties, candidates and independent candidates contesting in the 9th August general election if they contravene the Electoral Code of Conduct. Movement United for Super Action Musa Secretary General Victor Ngatia has called upon politicians to avoid using hate speech or utterances that may spur violence, failure to which the electoral agency should institute heavy fines. According to him, there are issues such as child and maternal health that women can articulate better and should be given space to do so.
The Gazette notice by the Electoral and Boundaries Commission on the political parties' compliance compliant for 2022 national elections meant that Musa Party has fallen behind schedule and therefore not compliant to participate in the 2022 general elections. However, the registration process remains on course, awaiting full registration in due course. Musa Party strongly regrets the unfortunate outcome. It was and remains our greatest desire to achieve full party registration and to participate in the general elections in the coming near future.
While giving the guidelines, IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati said the nomination rules must strictly comply with the Constitution, the Elections Act, the Political Parties Act, the Elections Party Primaries and Party List Regulations 2017. The Secretary General has said the party has already notified its 48,000 members intending to run for political parties to join coalitions of parties that have demonstrated ability to fight corruption, bad governance, negative ethnicity and impunity.
We commit never to stay silent against issues that affect our lives both directly and indirectly, because as Martin Luther King Jr. said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter.
hiyo kupangwa ni mwanzo wa corruption, kwa sababu wale wapangaji wale wanapanga wengine, kuna ile wanaitisha kwa wale wanapanga. Kwa hivyo yule anayepangwa na yule anayepanga wote ni wafisadi, na kwa hivyo hayo ndio mambo yale pia tunasema inastahili kukoma katika taifa letu kuanzia hapo kwa leadership. Kwa hivyo tutazidi kupigana na hiyo, tutazidi kuuliza Wakenya waweze kuepukana na ufisadi kabisa, kwa sababu hiyo ikiisha peke yake pia uchumi wa taifa letu utakuwa umebadilika.
Jimmy Wagafu, who is eyeing an MCA position, called on National Cohesion and Integration Commission NCIC to invoke its powers and publish names of persons and institutions whose words or conduct undermine peace.
Ile hali ya nomination tulishuhudia 2017 za viongozi kuwa endorsed, watu wanachukua marafiki, watu wanachukua familia zao wanaweka katika uongozi. Na sisi tulikuwa tumesema tutakuwa na very free and fair nominations. Ningetaka kuomba vyama vyote ambavyo tutaweza kujiunga nazo ya kwamba tunatarajia kuona free, fair and credible nominations ili wananchi waweze kupewa nafasi ya kuchagua wale viongozi wanaotaka. Musa, rasilimali na kazi.
Faith Imani Mugo for Hope TV Newswatch.
Thank you, Faith, for that report. Moving on, anti-FGM organization and campaigners within West Pokot County have called on the government to put on intensified fight against the FGM and early forced marriages along the Kenya-Uganda border to curb the increased and frequent vices in the area. Chebet Bungei, the program officer and empowerment with POM Harvesters International, has said that despite the spirited efforts put on by the organization and others, there seems a loophole along the Kenya-Uganda border where a majority of young schoolgirls always cross over to the neighboring country of Uganda to face the cut and as well married off, which has become difficult for monitoring. Grace Ahati tells us more.
West Pokot County anti-FGM campaigners have called on the government to fight against FGM and early forced marriages along the Kenya-Uganda border. According to Chebet Bungei, the program officer and empowerment POM Harvesters International, the government should consider the remote parts along the border which still lack basic social amenities like schools.
When they are forced into early marriage, definitely they are going to be circumcised because it's one at the same thing. And so we urge our administration to help us, especially around the border of Kenya and Uganda, because most of the girls are being taken away from Kenya to Uganda to get married while they are supposed to be in school. And so we as an organization, we are going to continue advocating for the right of a child and especially girls.
The program officer has added that they have carried several sensitization exercises along the border of Kenya and Uganda that has seen the increase in school enrollment for the past few years.
We were able to put up a rescue dormitory where we have rescue girls who are not able to stay with their parents, who are forced into early marriage and circumcision. And we also urge the county government and national government to help us actually put up the most of safe places for these girls.
Reverend Mugo, who is the patron of the POM Harvesters International, says that they have drilled several boreholes along the remote border and set up churches to allow the community to engage fully with the acceptance of new things and shunning away retrogressive practices that have seen the community remain behind.
Himiza kila kiongozi katika sehemu hii na Pokot kwa jumla, kwa sababu hii shida bado ni ya Pokot mzima, kukataa ukeketaji ili watoto wapate nafasi ya kusoma, kuwa watu ambao watakuwa muhimu katika maisha yao na maisha ya jamii baadaye. Na kitu ambacho mimi naona itasuluhisha ni kwanza neno la Mungu, ambayo kikundi hiki cha POM kinasaidia sana katika ujenzi wa makanisa.
Locals Grace Merengura and Elizabeth Muket say that they have changed and now enroll all their children to schools.
Mimi namwambia hii kijiji yote hii ama hii location yangu hii. Naambia wamama aweke wasichana shule yote na uende kanisa na hii watoto alafu hii watoto aende asome, alafu hiyo maneno aishi.
Ukakataji ya wasichana tumekataa, na ni kweli tumesema kwa vile tunaona hata watoto wakienda hospitali wenye wamekatwa kwenda hospitali katelipa saa ile anataka kuzaa inakuwa ngumu.
The OCS Kacheliba Police Station, Tom Nyanarwa, says that they have collaborated with all stakeholders and always make arrests on those infringing the rights of school-going girls but are released due to lack of evidence, which he says he urges the local community to voluntarily give information and evidence when violators are arrested.
We put our efforts together so that any case of FGM is brought promptly to authorities na wale watu wenye wanafanya hiyo maneno wachukuliwe hatua haraka iwezekanavyo so that we discourage this practice in this area. Maybe at this juncture I can call on the OCS to chip in.
For Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Grace Ahati.
Thank you, Grace, for that report. Moving on, the International Republic Institute, IRI, has opened a one-week innovative training program that will empower the youth in Kakamega with the knowledge and tools to actively participate in the governance and development processes. The forum, which is focused on the importance of guiding them on how to monitor service delivery and identifying corrupt practices, alongside the importance of reporting and registering complaints, against poor service delivery, brought together youth drawn from all the 12 sub-counties in Kakamega. Conrad Kea, a youth leader from Navakholo sub-county, commends efforts made by IRI to commit to open government processes, but notes remaining limitations in the existing participatory structure that impede young people's voices in decision-making processes. Youth in Kakamega have described the current government as a closed government which is protective of information, making it difficult for oversight, and as a result, reports on the misuse of resources allocated to the county governments are frequent.
We are learning various techniques on governance, and the training has come timely, especially because we are having elections in the near future. The young people who are here are going out there to go and spread the gospel of peace and the involvement of young people in governance, not just election. There were key things we saw in the document, that there was, especially during the COVID period, a lot of money was spent that the county government could not account for. So that one brings another issue of accountability, especially our government. And when we let young people know about it, that is when they can now start fighting it. We start fighting corruption when you already know it.
Over 70,000 households from parts of Ndaragwa constituency are set to benefit from a multi-billion water project courtesy of the national government under the National Irrigation Authority. The 200 million Kenya shillings Karagoini water project is set to serve the entire areas of Leshau, Pondo, Kirita, Ndaragwa Central and Buyu after its completion in the next 2 months. While inspecting the project, Water and Sanitation Cabinet Secretary Cecily Kariuki said that the project is over 90% complete and that the residents will now be able to practice irrigation in the dry area.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Glad you're still with us. Let's continue with business. The Magical Kenya Ladies Open, hosted at Vipingo Ridge Baobab Course in Kilifi County, has attracted over 90 international lady golfers from 25 different countries. As the destination marketer, Kenya Tourism Board, KTB, seeks to popularize the destination for golf sport. KTB says the destination will be cashing in on longer period of stays among golfers into the destination to market other tourism attractions that the country is known for. Speaking during the event, KTB Company Secretary Alan Joroge said that the tournament is a welcome opportunity to showcase the destination brand to the world. Golfers will have an opportunity to visit some of the attractions within the Kenyan coast to experience diverse tourism showcases away from the golf course.
I come from Spain and it's my first time ever in Kenya. I'm really enjoying it so far. I've only been here for 2 days. So far I've loved it. Everyone is super nice. The golf course is very good. Surprisingly, I never thought I would find such a good course in the middle of Kenya.
These events, these big events of this sort that bring the best players of golf into the country, they offer a window into the destination for those maybe who haven't been to Kenya, who are planning to come to Kenya, or even those who know very little about Kenya. So we get a window to showcase what the destination has to offer. On one hand, we get to show them that also Kenya is a destination that is suitable for the golfer who wants to come and experience maybe a safari and enjoy some golf while at it. But also, just through the showcasing of the event on TV, we are able to show the other attractions that Kenya has to offer. For example, a lot of these players, it's their first time in the destination. Some of them were here in 2019. And the ones who were here, we received very good reviews and feedback of their experience. They got to visit some of our parks. The ones who are here now, Magical Kenya will be hosting them and taking them around to Fort Jesus and Hala Park and hosting them on the Tamarind Dao. So there are many events just around Mombasa that we are going to expose them to.
The HMD Global Chief Executive Officer Florian Seish has visited Kenya. The high-level visit is part of the CEO's visit to the East Africa markets, aligning the company's outlook and strategy for the market. The CEO has been accompanied by a delegation which includes the Vice President, Sub-Saharan Africa, Justin Maya, General Manager for West, East and Central Africa, Joseph Omonakwe, and Chief Financial Officer, Sub-Saharan Africa, Michael Miano. Commenting about the visit, said Kenya has always been and continues to be a strategic location for the East African business. The visit comes as the company recently celebrated its 5th year anniversary globally.
Sub-Sahara Africa is HMD Global's #1 smartphone volume region that we have. And really what I hope that we can do, and coming out of this visit, is we can build on that success that we've seen in 2021. We can build on those blocks, take that into 2022, offer devices that are relevant for consumers. You know, we speak about love it, trust it, and keep it. And that's what we want to continue to do, to ultimately make fans of ours and consumers of ours really proud to own that Nokia device.
Can own our Nokia devices has been an important effort for us in the last 2 years. So that collaboration that he mentioned with M-Copper is very important, and actually it's not just a partnership arrangement that we provide the phones and they provide the financing to the consumer.
Let's look at news across our borders. Award-winning Ugandan author Kakweza Rukirabashaija, who has accused the authorities of torturing him while he was in detention, has fled the country. His lawyer, who confirmed the report, would, however, not reveal the current location of the author. Rukirabashaija has been granted permission to leave the country to seek treatment for injuries he says he sustained during his recent month in detention at an unknown location. The permission was granted after the court had granted him bail but refused to give the novelist his passport. Rukirabashaija was arrested in December and charged with offensive communication for making indecent remarks about President Yoweri Museveni and his son on Twitter. And Senegal's president, Macky Sall, has awarded cash prizes and plots of land to members of the national team after last weekend's victory over Egypt in the Africa Cup of Nations. The Senegalese beat Egypt 4-2 on penalties to become Africa's football champions for the first time. Speaking at a ceremony in Dakar on Tuesday, the Senegalese president reaffirmed the pride the team had brought to the country by making a dream come true. During the ceremony, the Senegalese president appointed team members to the country's prestigious Order of the Lion. The team's captain spoke heartily about the meaning of the victory. Senegal have narrowly lost twice before in the AFCON final in 2019 and 2002.
Cheikhou Kouyaté, finale du Sénégal. Mon ami. Kouyaté dans la place du Sénégal. Bienvenue chez vous. Bienvenue chez vous. Monsieur Macky Sall et Kalidou Koulibaly qui tiennent ensemble la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations. Allez-y, voilà. Voilà, merci.
This is where we wrap up NewsWatch tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Tess Njenga, and our sign language interpreter is Fiona Mweresa. Have a good night and take a look at tomorrow's weather forecast.